About that. Good morning. Welcome everybody to 96 East Allendale Road Ave, wherever we are. Welcome to Natural Yoga. Back again. My thought for you is we did it. I did it. We got it. We did it. We did it. The thought for today is on Krishna, right? So most of you have probably heard the stories of Krishna before. If you have not, in sort of the short run, is Krishna is the one who comes in and helps us wake up to how fantastic our life is, right? He's the one who comes in and says, whatever has been bothering you, whatever you think has been making things too hard or too small, he says, this is the grace of your life. And let me show you how to use it, right? So Krishna is that playful spirit that says that you never have to be stuck in that depressed place, right? And what's funny in the stories is his traditional sort of image is that he dances with everybody, right? Is that he dances with that heart energy that is in all of us, and that's where he resides, right? He resides in the heart. But the joke is that he appears, he encourages you, he says, come dance, come dance, come dance. And then when you're in the middle of that like ecstatic moment, he disappears. Ha, right? Big joke. But why? He disappears so that we'll chase him. He disappears so that we'll long for that moment again and do everything we can to find it. And then his greatest joke is he says, I'm always hiding in the same place, the one place you never look. You'll look out here, you'll look over there, you'll try to find it in this person, that situation. He says, I'm always in the same place, right there in the heart. And it's the last place we look, right? So my thought was that it's so funny that for, many of us, this physical shift is that what we thought was maybe going to be there forever, what we hoped was going to be there forever, disappeared, right? We say, oh God, where do I go next? And Krishna says, you just go where your heart already tells you to be, right? You go where your heart already says, this is where I belong. So here we are, right? And so the practice is that we take what was on the wall of the studio, that was at whatever is offered with true devotion. If only a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or a sip of water, I, meaning Krishna, accepts it because it was given with love. So we arrive, right? His thought is that to make an offering of your life, to be devoted so much to finding this heart place. Because that's all you have to do. Doesn't matter where you are. And that everything that you experience is a doorway to that, right? So your struggles, doorway back to your heart. Your joys, doorway back to your heart, right? Every time something disappears, it's so that you'll look, where is my heart? Not where do I go out here? Where do I go in here? That is steady. So we're practicing in the heart center. It said there is that Jiva Atman, right? The spark of the divine. But it's that spark of love, right? It's not this divine energy that is God on high. It's this energy that says there's a way for me to have that ecstatic, loving experience in my life as it's happening now, through my tears and my sorrows and my anger and my fear and my joy and all of it. Every single thing is a doorway to that. So to carry forward, right? What was my dharma all last week? There's no wrong way to go through a door. Everything is a door, and they're all open. So here we are, right? We come back again and again and again to find where that space of love is in us. So we're going to root it here because this is where we are, right? Put your hands together, please. Hands at the heart center, palm to palm. Deep breath in for the sound of Om. Deep breath in. And one more deep breath in. Let the eyes float open. Nice, you guys. Release your hands from in front of your heart center, please. And then go ahead, come forward onto hands and knees. We'll try to see if we can move with this many people in the room. It's an old building, so you have to step softly. Hands and knees, please. Begin to cat and cow. You inhale, heart forward, tail back. Exhale, curl and round. And we think a lot, we hear the teachings and they say to make offerings to those divine energies. And by making offerings, we're going to receive something from them in return. Even that verse from the Gita that says to make an offering of whatever you have. It's lovely. But instead of making an offering thinking that we're going to get something, there's a suggestion is to take everything in your life and bring God into that. Right? Bring that spark of love into that. So that you're not making an offering away from yourself as you're drawing something in. And that every instinct that says, I want to offer something great, offer your life. Good. Come back to downward facing dog. Please tuck your toes, lift your hips. Pedal your feet just a little bit side to side. Everyone on Zoom can hear me normally, right? Somebody wave a hand at me. Yes, excellent. Making sure. Good. And then soften your heels towards the floor, please. Excellent. Good. Step your right foot forward between the hands, please. Nice. Left hand stays where it is. Take your right arm up to the sky. Spinal twist. Good. Bend that elbow. Place the hand behind your head. And then look in towards that heart center. So drop your chin towards your chest, round into your middle back. And then press your head into your hand with your back rounded. And start to open that armpit nice and wide without pushing your ribs out. And draw your throat long and let your ribs open even more. Good. Now push your left hip wider to the left. That's your back hip. Excellent. Now stretch that right arm over your ear. Get as long as you can. Pull that right hip back in space. Good. And then release that hand down to the floor, please. Nice, you guys. Step back, plank pose. Up. Good. Lower all the way down to the floor slow, coming through knees first if you need. Point your toes back behind you. Take your hands a little wider off of your mat up on your fingertips. And then rise up into cobra. Lift up head, neck, and chest. Pull those inner elbows forward, chest wide. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale, stick out your tongue. I know nothing's changed. And release, please. Downward facing dog. Good. Left foot steps forward between the hands. Right hand stays where it is. Take your left arm up to the sky. Twist. Good. And then bend the elbow. Place the hand behind your head. And then look inward towards the center of your heart. So your ribs are still open, but you're rounding into your back. Good. Now press your head into your hands like you're trying to just create that curve through your neck. And then rotate that armpit open. Nice. Now draw your throat long, pressing the head back even more, and stretch that left arm over the ear. Good. And then pull your right hip back in space. You push your, left hip back in space. Right hip pushes wide and open even more. Yeah. And then release that hand down to the floor. Beautiful. Step back, plank pose, upward push up. Good. Lower down slow. Come to knees. Good. Separate your hands off of your mat again, up on your fingertips. Lift those inner elbows, and then rise up, cobra, wide arms. Good. Yeah, do that exhale. And then let yourself twist from side to side. So not a sway, but a twist. Where you lift one side of your ribs a little higher, and then the other. Good. You can let your hips move just a little bit. Nice. Don't restrict yourself when you're looking for movement in your heart. Right? It's not a limited place. It's a place that we can give everything to. Come back to stillness, please. Release back down to your belly. Press back downward facing dog. Nice job. Good. Right foot steps forward between the hands again, please. Nice. Step your left foot a little wider. Drop your heel to 45 degrees. Warrior one. Inhale both arms up to the sky. Good. So your ribs are facing towards the top of your mat. Front knee is over the front ankle. Interlace your fingers overhead. Point your fingers to the sky. Kali Mudra. Pull up. Squeeze those upper arms. And then a deep breath in. A deep breath out. Little half breath in. And then begin breath of fire. Pump your navel in and out. We got to move prana into the new space. There's already prana here, but we have to send that vibration that says that whatever you carried in with you, can you keep turning it around until love shows up, right? And maybe some of you remember that Dharma too. Cheryl used to refer to it as like an open revolving door. Just keep turning and turning and turning until you can find where love is there. Good. You're doing breath of fire until you find it. Find it quick. Let's get it. Deep breath in. Hold the arms up. Exhale. Beautiful. Turn your back heel up. Keep your arms as they are. Lean forward towards the floor. Step up into warrior three. Good. And this is fun. Take your arms out wide. See if you can find the person next to you. Good. If you're at home, imagine someone next to you. Yeah. Tell us. Try not to reach the back. Good. And then hold the person next to you. Come all the way back up to stand. Bring that left knee all the way up and towards your chest. Squeeze it in. And then extend your left leg forward all the way out. Who needs balls? You can do it. Good. And then pull that back. You're not done. Lean forward and back to warrior three. Lift your heart up into the person next to you. Beautiful. And then step gracefully back down into your lunge. Release your partner. Inhale with the arms up. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Downward facing dog. Come forward to plank pose. Lower down slow, coming through knees first if you need. Good. Separate those arms nice and wide up on your fingertips. Rise up into cobra. You got to give the heart a lot of space. Right? Life can feel like it's very constricting. So give your heart a lot of space. Deep breath in. Exhale, stick out your tongue. And release. Downward facing dog. Excellent, you guys. Step your left foot forward between the hands. Right foot steps a little wider. Drop the heel to 45 degrees. Take your arms to the sky. Warrior one. Good. Again, make sure that back heel is planted. So you can feel the baby toe edge of that back foot. And then interlace your fingers. Point your fingers to the sky. Find your Kali Mudra. Pull up. Through your whole side waist. Pull up. Squeeze your feet. Good. And then a full breath in. Full breath out. Good. Inhale about halfway. Begin breath of fire again. Pump your navel in and out. Good. Move the breath through your nose. Nice. Stay relaxed, but keep moving. Press through that front heel. Keep the squeeze of your feet. Keep pulling up through your fingertips and let the breath move. Nice. We talk about devotion all the time, but then something like breath of fire comes up and our mind goes somewhere else and says, I don't want to pay attention to this. Keep your attention here. Nice. Good, you guys. Deep breath in. Hold those arms up. Exhale the breath. Keep the arms up. Good. Spin your back heel up to that high lunge. Lean forward. Arms still overhead. Come forward into your warrior three. Torso parallel to the floor. Let that right thigh lift up. Good. Nice. And then take those arms wide again. Find the person next to you, the people next to you. Either link hands or hold arms or find them with their heart. Nice. Kick your heart up into their hands. Yes. Good. And now bring yourself up to stand. Bring that right knee forward in front of you. Squeeze it all the way in. And then extend it straight out. Heel out. Use those hands to remind you to keep your heart up. And then take it the other way. Bend the knee back in. Lean forward. Take that leg back behind you to warrior three. If you did everything this mindfully, what would happen? No idea. Step all the way back to your lunge. Take those arms up to the sky. Nice. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Downward facing dog. Might be your favorite thing. That's way to do warrior three. Come forward to plank pose, upward push up. Squeeze those feet together, inner heels together. Lift those hips a little higher. And then roll onto the right hand, right side of your baby toe. Left arm comes to the sky. Vasisthasana.
Good. You can always place that bottom knee to the floor if you need, but we're going to step that top foot back behind you. So take that foot back behind you, lift your heart a little higher, then start to take your heart open, reach that right arm back. Good. Deep breath in. Push the floor away. Yes. And now push the floor away again, navel to spine, come all the way back to downward facing dog. Wow. Excellent. Right leg comes up and back behind you, down dog split. Good. Bend your knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, stack your right hip on top of the left. Really fun if you can find the thigh of the person next to you. Some of you almost can't. Good. And then bring it back to face the floor. Please stretch that right leg to straight. And then step the right foot all the way between the hands. Nice. Drop your back heel. This time parallel the back of your mat. Come into warrior two. Shoulders come over your hips. Arms wide. Got it. Good. Drop the left hand down the back side. Right palm spins up and back. Reverse warrior. Nice. Send yourself a little deeper into that front thigh so that as you lean back, you have that sense of really finding both directions. Good. Come all the way back up to warrior two, arms wide. And then bring the right forearm onto the front thigh. Left arm comes over the ear, side angle. Nice. Squeeze that right hip back and around so that thigh crease is dropping under so your butt's not sticking out. And then bend that left elbow again. Place the hand behind your head. Look back in towards your ribs and find that roundness in your middle back. It should feel like it goes all the way down into your lower back, that stretch. Good. Now keep that feeling of fullness. Rotate your left armpit open more. Press your throat back, head back into that hand. And now stretch the arm back over the ear. Beautiful. Squeeze your feet. Take your right arm underneath your right ear. Both hands reaching to the top of your mat. Same intensity, same relaxation, all for this position. Good. And then release those hands down to the floor, please. Nice. Walk to your left until you come to the center of your mat. Turn your toes. Wide leg. Yep. Someone did say that this is the way it was on Saturday mornings before COVID. So nothing has changed. Or rather, we're going back to a place that used to be normal. Good, you guys. Squeeze those feet, please. Drop your head. Drop your heart. Good. When we say that, drop the heart, we mean drop the bottom out of the heart. Wherever you think your threshold is to feel love or to feel like there's a positivity or a usefulness or a goodness about your life, drop that bottom out. There's no limit. That's what we're practicing for. When we say to become empty, it doesn't mean that you get rid of anything. It means that you let go of those boundaries that make you feel like you have not enough space to be. One more deep breath, drop that bottom out of your head. Good. And then walk yourself back to the top of your mat. Please turn your toes, step back, downward facing dog. You got it. Slide forward to plank pose, upward push up. Again, squeeze those feet together, inner thighs together. Move your shoulders forward towards the tips of your fingers, and then roll onto the baby toe edge of your left foot. Left hand holds you. Right arm to the back. Good. Keep your shoulder moving forward to the top of your mat. And then step that top foot back behind you up onto your tippy toes. Press your hips up towards the side. And take that left arm, sorry, that's your right arm, whatever arm it is, back behind you. Good. Pull those hips up, up, up. Yes. Really good. And then take it up just one more breath as you take yourself back to downward facing dog. Nice, guys. And then take your left leg up and back behind you, down dog split. Bend your knee, keep your heel in towards your butt, stack the left hip on top of the right. Again, imagine you're going to find that thigh of the person who is next to you. You got it. And then point that knee down to the floor, please. Step your left foot forward between the hands. Good. Back heel comes flat. Baby toe parallels back of your mat. Take your arms up to warrior two. Shoulders over your hips. Nice. Take your right hand down the back thigh. Left palm spins up and back. Reverse warrior. As you lean back, let your front thigh move deeper into that lunge. You anchor down. Good. And then bring it back to warrior two. Beautiful. Take your left forearm onto the front thigh. Right arm comes over your ear, side angle. Nice. And then bend that right elbow, take the hand back behind your head, look inward towards the heart, draw the ribs back. Nice lift, you got it, Meredith. Turn your right rib cage open more, draw your throat back here. So again, you twist it deeper into that core body. And now stretch that right arm back over the ear, pull that right thigh up and back. And now stretch your left arm underneath your ear, squeeze your feet. Nice, Marjorie. Good, can you pull your hands all the way to the top of your mat? Yes. Yeah. I didn't do that before. Good, release the hands all the way down. Walk yourself to the right, come to the center of your mat, turn your toes. Doing that your head is not in the furniture. Nice. Squeeze your feet, drop your head. Good. You want to feel like your hips are continuing to rise up. And then we fold through the thigh creases, we fold through the weight. And again, it's just a moment to let yourself feel. There's no limit. We start to let that flow of being be something that we're not segmenting into thoughts. We're not segmenting it into experiences. This happened at this time. We're starting to practice letting that flow of being just flow. And what is it flowing towards? The image that we're given is that everything flows towards the ocean. Your own individual river of being flows to that ocean. What is the ocean? It's Krishna. Or it's whatever name you give to it. It's love with capital L. So one more breath. Invite it in. And then walk yourself back to the top of your mat, please. Turn your left toes, spin your right heel up, step back, downward facing dog. Nice. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring your knees down to the floor, child's pose. In the stories, it said that the reason Krishna disappears is he disappears whenever the gopis or the ones who are dancing with him start to feel like they've attained something. When they start to say, "Oh, Krishna loves me the most," he says, "Nope, disappears." The moment that they think that they have an ownership over that energy, he says, "Go back to longing." Right? The moment we start to feel like things are limiting us, either in a positive way or a negative way, a divine energy is going to start removing the veils, removing the things that we rely on so that we keep searching. Where is my heart? And waiting for us to be able to find it in those moments when we're not at our best. Your heart is still there. Deep breath in, feel it in the back of the rib cage. And then walk yourself back up onto hands and knees, please. Good, being mindful of the person next to you, stretch your right arm out wide to the right. Then slide that arm behind your left wrist, right shoulder finds the floor. Turn your gaze. Walk your left arm forward in front of you, crescent eagle. Press into your shins. And still breathe into that space back behind your heart. And remember that the opening we're talking about is not to open your heart like you have to empty it of whatever's in there. Is that the opening is that you throw open the doors and say, can I feel love, allow love to be here with what's already here? And I keep turning that around. And if there's anything to let go of, it's whatever stands in the way of doing that. What keeps that door closed? Walk yourself back up onto hands and knees. Go to the other side, take your left arm out and wide, and slide that arm behind your right wrist, left shoulder finds the floor, take your right arm forward in front of you. Again, turning your ribs open here, so you're stacking the right rib cage and drawing that right hip crease back. Good, that means you gotta push your left hip wider to the left. Nice. We breathe into that space behind the heart. back of the ribs. Good. One more breath. Are you still reaching or have you gone to sleep? You've gone to sleep, I know. This is the pose we go to sleep in. And then walk yourself back up. Good. Come back to downward facing dog. You got it. Stretch that right leg up and back behind you, down dog split. Good. Step that foot forward between the hands, please. Find your lunge. And then drop the back heel, baby toe parallels back of your mat. Come back to warrior two. Shoulders over the head. Good. And then straighten the front thigh, this time moving towards triangle pose. So extend out to that right rib cage as long as you can. Reach, reach, reach. Pause. Pause. Reach further. Pause. Reach further. Pause. Stretch your left arm over your ear as well. Still pausing. Yeah, because what you think is your limit is not your limit. Reach further. Yes. Now let your right hand touch down right where it is. Don't shorten it. Right hand reaches straight down. Left arm reaches straight to the sky. Keep pulling your heart forward. Good. Right? This is our practice. It's not to get into poses to be comfortable. Our practice is to see, can we feel how much we limit ourselves? And then question, how do I open that door a little wider? Let your right hand reach back behind you, maybe to the floor, maybe to a block, so that front hand moves back just a little bit behind the baby toe of that front foot. And then let yourself lean back onto that hand just a little bit, almost like a back bend. And then bend that left elbow, that's the arm in the air, make it into that claw, right? Pull the elbow back and open the heart a little higher. So it's like a one-sided cactus. Good. Nice. And then bring that left hand to your left hip, please. Bend your right knee, slide that hand forward. Don't be scared. Ardha Chandrasana. Take your hand beyond the toes of that front foot. And kick that left thigh up parallel to the floor. Good. If you'd like here, bend your left knee, kick your heel in towards your butt, and reach back for the foot or the ankle. Alternative is to bring that hand behind your head instead of reaching for the foot. Find the same back bend. Beautiful. And then unwind, stretch that arm back to the sky, stretch that leg back behind you, and then bend your front knee, come back to warrior two gracefully, because that's where you always intended to go. Good. Slide the left hand down the back side, right palm spins up and back, reverse warrior. Bend that right elbow, place the hand behind your heart, so not behind your head, but slide it down further towards your heart. And then take your left hand up to the tip of that elbow and stretch even deeper. That's it. Nice, you guys. Anchor into both feet. Good. Bring yourself all the way back up, arms wide. Nice. Cartwheel the hands down to the floor, face downward facing dog. Slide forward to plank pose, upward push up. Lower down to the floor slow, coming to knees if you need. Rise up cobra, you can widen the arms if you like. Exhale, stick out your tongue. Yes, and downward facing dog. Nice. Good, left foot steps forward between the hands, please. Drop your back heel, baby toe parallels back of your mat. Come back to warrior two, second side. Good. And then straighten the left leg, preparing for triangle pose. So you pull everything up from your feet all the way up to the crown of your head. And now reach for triangle, extend out, parallel the floor, reach. You know what I'm gonna do, so don't shorten yourself, but go, reach. And then pause. And then reach further. And pause. And then reach further. Keep those legs straight, pause. Reach out a little more. Now stay there, take your right arm over your ear so both arms are reaching and you're squeezing your feet. Again, energy rises up. Nice. And now let that left hand reach down to the floor, right arm up to the sky, find that triangle pose. Good, keep drawing the ribs in. Nice. Good, you guys. You're squeezing those feet. And if you can here, take that left hand, your bottom hand, back to the baby toe edge of your front foot or onto a block on the baby toe edge of your front foot. and then lean back onto that hand and take this into almost a little bit of a back bend. So pull your ribs further back from your left thigh. Move your weight back so you're relying on that left hand. Heart opens a little higher. Good. And then bend that right elbow, please. Pull it back like that cactus arm. You're opening the chest even wider. Nice. Good, you guys. And then bring that right hand to your right hip. Take your gaze down towards the floor. Bend your left knee. Slide that left hand forward. Look where you're going. And then step that right leg up into Ardha Chandrasana. Flex the foot. And kick that thigh up nice and high so there's a strength there. Good. And then right arm reaches to the sky if you'd like, or keep it where it is. You can go for reaching for the back ankle if you choose. Bend that knee in. Got it? Good. If you're holding that ankle, especially, you got to turn your ribs, open your heart to the sky. That's it. Beautiful. And then slowly unwind, let go of the leg, and then step yourself back gracefully into warrior two. Yeah. Arms wide. Good. Slide the right hand down the right leg, left palm spins up and back, reverse warrior. And then bend that left elbow, let the hand come back behind your heart, and then reach that right hand up to hold the tip of your elbow. And lean back even more. Nice. And as you lean back, you root down into that front heel, your front thigh even more. Squeeze your feet. Energy still rises up. Like you're pulling everything from the root up to the crown. Good. And then come back to warrior two, please. Nice. Cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Downward facing dog. Don't worry, we're almost there. Kidding, not today. Slide forward to plank pose, please. Upward push. Good. Lower down to the floor slow. Come through knees. Rise up and cobra. Lift up. Beautiful. Exhale. Stick out your tongue. Nice. And then release back to your belly, please. Good. Bend your knees. Keep your heels in towards your butt. Reach back for the feet or the ankles if you can. If you're not reaching for the feet today, take your hands back to where they were for cobra. Just keep your hands there. But if you are holding onto your feet, yeah, kick your feet back into your hands. And then lift up both halves of the body into both pose. So the thighs lift up, the heart lifts up. And then once you're there, I want you to try to bend your elbows. Yeah. So the thighs are still lifting, but bend your elbows and draw the back of your heart to your heels. I know, it hasn't reached yet. Go. Good. Squeeze those knees. Yeah. One more breath. And then exhale, release. Good. Let the feet go. Take a little pillow with your hands or turn one side. Just that quiet way of saying make everything an offering. Right? It's giving you permission that the offering doesn't have to be whatever it was in your head that you thought was perfect or acceptable. Underneath that is the suggestion that if you can give everything to that path of finding your heart, then you'll find it everywhere. And that's the Krishna energy, is that everything around you is Brahman, God energy, all the same source, it's all coming from that same place of love. And if we can find that spark in ourselves, it's always in that state. It never changes, never fluctuates. On your worst day, that place in your heart is still in that place of love, even if you can't feel it through your mind. If we can tap into that, life becomes something other than a struggle. And when things disappear, we start to take that as a cue that, oh, I have to go searching again. I relied on that too much. Where is my heart? That's a very rhetorical question. Of course, you know where your heart is, but where are your feelings getting caught? One more deep breath into your belly and back to the heart. Good. And then walk yourself back up onto your hands, please. Downward facing dog. Good. Take your right ankle on top of your left thigh here in down dog, and then bend your left knee. So it's like you're trying to pull your left knee forward, almost like you're doing a cross-legged chair, but you're in down dog. You pull your hips back, scoop into your low belly a little bit, like you're gonna drop your hips to that left heel. Yeah, then keep the back of your throat lifted too. That's it. I know this is fun. Good. Go ahead and release, taking that right leg up and back behind you into down dog split. Excellent. And then step the foot forward between the hands into a lunge. Drop the back knee, use a blanket there if you need. Inhale the arms up to Anjaneyasana. Good. Back knee stays on the floor. Yeah, interlace your fingers, point your fingers to the sky, use that Kali Mudra again. Good. You press down into your feet, heart lifts super high. Nice. And then if you can here, tuck your toes and lift that back knee up into a higher lunge. If you need to put your hands down to do that transition, put your hands down and come back up. Excellent. Deep breath in, take a little baby back bend or a big back bend, go for it. And then come back up to center, take your hands back behind you, interlace your fingers at the low spine. Deep breath in, and then bow inside that front thigh, stretch the arms up and over and your mouth. Good, push your left hip wider to the left. Nice. Excellent, you guys. That same energy that you were reaching through your hands in Kali Mudra, reach here. Squeeze those upper arms and pull your arms long. Doesn't matter how high they come, pull them long. Good, and then release those hands down to the floor, please. Nice. Left hand stays where it is, right arm comes to the sky. Twist. Beautiful, and then still in that twist, lower that back knee down to the floor again. Yeah. And then reaching through that right hand, come into a twist with both hands reaching outside to side. So bring your shoulders up over your hips and just right hand reaches back, left arm reaches forward. Stop. No better way to do it. Good. Nice, you guys. One more breath, twist a little deeper to the right. Good. And then swing both arms forward and up. Inhale the arms up to the sky. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Prayer twist. Left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Good. Press your left hip a little wider to the left. And then lift your heart to the top of your mat. Press the top of your head to the top of your mat. Good. Nice, you guys. Keep your left elbow hooked. Stretch your right arm up to the sky. Yeah, so you pull your chest open a little more. And then take that right arm over your ear. Your left elbow is still hooked, but reach. Yeah. Beautiful. And now unwind your twist, both arms to the sky. Deep breath in. Nice. Let's remind you to breathe. Exhale, hands down to the floor. Good. Move your left hip back in space so your hip is directly over your knee. Take your right leg straight. Ardha Hanumanasana. Come up on your heel. Walk your hands forward towards your ankle. Again, don't limit yourself. Good. So even if you're using blocks, move your blocks forward towards your ankle so that you can really let your torso bow. Nice. Breathe into the back of your heart. Send your tailbone up and back. Don't worry about how much you're trying to straighten your knee. Pull your tailbone back. All sorts of things will happen with that leg. Nice. And then opportunity here, if you want to start to walk your hands towards that baby toe edge of your foot. Take that left hand to the outside of your right shin. Anchor the forearm and the shin against each other. Right hand comes to your lower back. Twist to your right. And then for some of you, if this feels pretty stable, you can take that arm up to the side, or you can just stay where you are. Good. Nice. Complicated twist. Beautiful, you guys. Got it, Andy. Nice. Slowly release. Please, both hands find the floor. Good. Draw that front heel in. So you can bring it back to the lunge, and you step yourself back to downward facing dog. Wow. Yeah. We have to do it all on the other side. Yeah. If I can remember what we did. Which at the moment on my time transfer. Really good question.
Oh, this is it.
Oh yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yep, left ankle over right thigh. Bend your right knee. Thank you. Jessica, it's an expert time in Shavasana. Yeah, left ankle over, right thigh, bend your right knees. You're in that cross-legged down dog. I knew it was something weird that I started it with, but I'm a little fancy. A lot. Good. Really pull those hips back and down. Bend that knee a lot. Yeah. And then unwind yourself. Stretch that left leg up and back. Down dog split. You got it. And then step that left foot forward between the hands. Nice. Drop the back knee. Use the blanket there if you'd like. Inhale the arms up. Anjaneyasana. Good. So you got to really pay attention here because you know that you're not staying here. Don't get comfortable. You're transitioning. So you got to pay attention to where that front knee is over the front ankle. Interlace your fingers. Point your fingers. Stretch to the sky. Pull up. So already internally, you're moving your center of gravity. You're pulling up through your waist. And then if you can here, tuck your toes, lift your back knee. Again, put your hands down to make that transition happen if you need to. Good. And then stretch those arms up. Excellent. Deep breath in. Take that back bend. Move your ribs back in space. Lift from the top of your hips. Yeah. Got it, Diane. Nice, Lisa. Come back up to center. Stretch your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers at the low spine. Again, super wide through your chest here. And then bow inside that front thigh. Take your arms up and over and you mount. Good. Push your right hip wider to the right. And then remember, as you hug those arms, get those arms to be long. Doesn't matter how high they go. Get them long. Stretch. Beautiful. And then release the hands down to the floor, please. Plant that right hand. Take your left arm to the sky. Twist. Good. Still pressing that right hip a little wider to the right. And then drop that back knee again, still in that twist. Nice. And now cartwheel the arms up into that different twist where your shoulders are over your hips, left arm reaching back, right arm reaching forward. Pull your chest all the way up and open. From your belly, twist a little deeper to the left. Beautiful. Nice, you guys. And then unwind the arms all the way back up. Inhale the arms to the sky. Hands to heart center, prayer twist. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Good. Again, you can always use your hand if the elbow hooking is not happening today. Nice, you guys. Right hip presses a little wider to the right. Beautiful. Pull the crown of your head to the top of your mat. Good. And then keep that right elbow hooked. Stretch your left arm up to the sky. Reach. That means your ribs have to open more. And now stretch that arm over the ear towards the top of your mat. Right elbow is still hooked, but reach. Nice. No wrong way to pray either. And then unwind all the way back, both arms up to the sky. Inhale. Excellent. And then release the hands down to the floor. Move your right hip back over your right knee. Take your left leg forward and straight up on the heel. Ardha Hanumanasana. Walk your hands forward towards your ankle. So again, you have that full reach of your spine. And then don't worry about trying to get your legs straighter. Think about pulling your tailbone up and back. If your knee is bent, that's fine. Send your tailbone up and back with a bent knee. Right? Your life is crooked and weird, that's fine. Put your heart in the direction of finding love. Nice. And then relax behind the heart. I promise you're working. Nice, Kristen. Nice, Susan. Got it. Nice, Mia. Good, Janet. Nice, Heidi. Good. And then if you're going for that twist, start to move your hands towards the baby toe edge of your foot. So your right forearm is going to anchor on the outside of that left shin. Toes stay straight up and down. Left hand comes to your lower back here. Begin to twist your belly. So you got to drop that right rib cage under to make this work. That's it. And then if you want to take that left arm to the sky, go for it. If that makes you feel like you're yanking through your shoulder, keep your hand at your low back. Move your throat back. That's it. Got it. Good, Anastasia. Nice, Meredith. Good, Janet. Excellent, you guys. Turn your belly one more breath. That's it. And then slowly release both hands back to the floor. Fly that left heel back, please. That lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. Really good, you guys. Come forward, plank pose, please. Lower all the way down to the floor, slow. Rise up into cobra, lift up head, neck, and chest. Exhale, stick out your tongue. There's more in there. Yeah, and then release back to your belly, please, and flip over onto your back. No, it's not Shavasana. Not yet. But you're on your back. Draw your knees in towards your chest, please. Good. Give yourself a moment to rock from side to side. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and we were talking about how many of us doing like basic self-care things, like normal routine things that everyone should do for themselves. We equate as being nourishing myself. You're doing a normal human thing. Nourishing is when we really make the effort to become open, right? So just making sure that you eat 3 meals a day is not nourishing, right? That's normal feeding yourself. More than that is, can I be open to what my heart needs? Can I be open to the experience that I'm having, all of its rough edges? Come to stillness, please. Take that right side on top of your left, wrap the shins against each other. So it's like you're coming into eagle on your back. So your inner thighs and outer shins are squeezing together. Do not double wrap, because when you're laying on your back, there's no purpose to it. So just press your shins together. Keep your shins parallel to the floor. And then bring your left arm over top of your right in front of your chest. So find that full eagle pose, Garudasana on your back. Try to feel again like your sacrum here is getting super wide. So you're feeling yourself widen through your lower back. That's some of that pressing your shins against each other, and then try to pull your thighs apart, even though you're not moving. Where they breathe. Good. Deep breath in. As you exhale here, optional, bring your elbows and knees towards each other. Curl into your spine. Squeeze everything together. Good. And then slowly release, please. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Come into happy baby. Draw your knees wide. Reach for your ankles. Knees are wider than your armpits. Again, with the low back, anchor down to the floor. Beautiful. Krishna is a character who, when he is born, he is well aware that he is God. He's a divine being that just happens to be in a human body. So he goes through his life in a vastly different way than everyone around him. And his whole purpose, right? His whole purpose for being here is to wake us up. How much we limit ourselves by keeping the heart in a small space. Go ahead and hug your knees back towards your chest. Come into eagle on the other side, bring your left side on top of the right. Press the shins together. And then you're bringing your right arm on top of your left, which would be the opposite arm on top of the leg. You're not doing it that way. So squeeze your shins. Try to have those shins be parallel to the floor, but again, press your tailbone down. Good. It's actually funny that again, Krishna is a reincarnation of, or he is a incarnation of Vishnu. Before he was Krishna, he was Ram from the Ramayana. All of the gopis that are with him, the milkmaids that are his devotees as Krishna, were all practitioners. They were sages in the jungle that Ram met. He said, next time we meet, no more work, we're just gonna play. They were reborn as the gopis. They could just dance. One more breath. As you exhale here, bring your elbows and knees together. So this is your moment, right? You can be reborn as a gopi. Just dance. Love that. And then slowly release, please. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Come back to happy baby. Draw your knees wide, reach for your ankles for your feet. And in some of your minds are like, I would love that, but I can't. No way. I've got too much to do, too much responsibility, too much blah, 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 blah. Too much life in the way.
Krishna says, keep looking, keep searching. Because the only thing that is stopping you from that feeling of loving the life that you have are the places that your heart hasn't been given permission to open yet. You can do that. You just offer every one of those fears, every one of those responsibilities, every one of those I can't. That's your leaf, your flower, your water. You say, Krishna, can you be here with this? Even though I feel like I can't be what I'm imagining that freedom is, can you be here? The answer is eternally yes. Don't worry if you feel like you can't make that switch this moment. The door is open. Draw your knees back in towards each other, squeeze. Then roll forward and back on your spine. Bring yourself all the way up. Sit. Turn to face the front of your mat. Let's go face back. Front of your mat. Stretch the legs out. Right leg stays extended. Draw your left knee in towards your chest. Bring the bottom of that left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Janu Shirshasana. So the left knee is bent. Let's switch your legs. Take up. Left knee is bent. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Little twist to your right, please. Bow over that right thigh. But take one more breath, twist just a little deeper. And then walk yourself all the way back up. Good, keep that right leg where it is, turn your left knee to face up. And then lift that foot up off the floor, so squeeze that knee in towards your chest. Good. And then you're gonna reach with your left hand, so same hand, reach your elbow inside the knee, reach for the ankle or the foot, baby toe edge of your foot. And then you're gonna stretch that leg out wide to the left. You're gonna be conscious of the person next to you. Good. Right hand can either come out wide, again, you can pat someone on the back. There you go. You don't have to, no pressure. Deep breath in. Good, and then come back to center, please, hug that knee in. So you have the option here to either come back right where you were, or to switch your hands. Take your right hand to the outside of that baby toe of your left foot. Bring your left hand to the floor inside that left knee. Yeah, we're going for sundial here. Yeah, so your left hand is inside the thigh. Oh, yeah. So now you're gonna stretch that left leg out to the left and look underneath your armpit. To the right. You're looking to the right and stretching that left leg out to the left. You gotta bring that left leg. Yeah. Some of you are like, what the heck is she talking about? That's okay. Do whatever you're doing. Nice, and then slowly release someone back in. Good, you guys. Close enough. Stretch your legs out. For those of you who are new, you're like, not always. Left leg stays extended. Bend your right knee. Let the knee go wide. Some of you are like, that's yeah. Inhale your arms up to the sky. When I'm in a mood, yes, like that. Take a little twist to your left, bow forward. Really wanted the concept of doing twisting and turning and twisting and turning and twisting, like that revolving door, right? That every time you think you know what direction what you're looking for is in, life turns you somewhere else. It says, stop trying to go just that way, right? Instead, can you be with what's right here and keep adding that feeling of openness, adding that feeling of love to what's right here? And then you never have to look anywhere, right? That's Krishna's teaching. He says, you don't have to look right here. But our mind can't quite believe it. So that's what we work with. But everything that you experience is that open door. So can you offer it? I don't own my anger. I don't own my challenges. I don't even own my joy.
Can I keep looking for that open feeling where love just comes to me? This moment. Open-ended. Take one more breath, twist just a little deeper. And then walk yourself all the way back up. You got it. Turn your right knee up to face the ceiling. Hug that knee in towards your chest. It's the easy stretch first. So you're going to reach your right hand for the ankle or the foot, elbow inside your knee. So same hand as the foot. And then you're going to extend that right leg out to the side, out from your right hip. Good. Left arm can go wide to the left. You can take that hand behind your head. You can do whatever else you want to do with it. Fancy. One more breath. Lean forward towards the front edge of your sit bones. Open your chest. Yeah. And then bring that knee back in. You got it. And again, you can come back to this. You're like, this was good. Or go for sundials. You're going to switch your hands. Your right hand is still inside the knee. It's going to come down to the floor. Left hand reaches for that outer edge of your foot. And you're twisting, turning yourself to the left. So you're going to stretch your right leg out and look underneath your left armpit. Do your best. That's it. Twisting whip. Look under your armpit. You got it. Excellent, you guys. And then slowly release whatever you did or you do. Perfect. Good. Bend both knees, please. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Let your knees go wide. Scoot your butt back just a little bit and then bow forward. Your favorite form of Baddha Konasana. You can hold your ankles or stretch the arms straight forward. Allowing what is already inside of you and kind of looking for something that is out. Walk yourself all the way back up. Nice. And then come on down to your back. I'm going to say turn your head to face the front of the room. We tried to set the room up so that you would be facing the direction that said to energetically be the most beneficial. So pointing your head towards the most useful direction. Right. Do think about it. Draw your knees in towards your chest, please. Good. Take that right thigh on top of your left. Stack the knees. Separate your feet, reach for your ankles or your shins. Gomukhasana. Call this a pose for Krishna, right? Because it refers to the cows that he hung out with when he was a boy. Then slowly release. Please unwind your leg on top. Again, separating the feet. Reaching for ankles or shins. Remembering that when we say love with a capital L, it's not the same thing as the way that you love a person in your life, or you love a moment. It's not the same thing as just having very positive feelings. Because if you've had that rare opportunity to feel like for an instant that you were 100% yourself, not worried about it. You felt completely free and like life was a place full of potential. Krishna says you can find that when you're at the height, right? Everything seems to be going your way, and then your mind says, I did that, and rips the rug out. Keep searching. You can also find it when you feel like you hit rock bottom and you've got nothing left to lose. You can be absolutely yourself, no fear. Everything in your life is an open door. Unwind your legs, please. Bring your feet to the floor, hips width apart, arms alongside you. You can come into bridge here, or if you want to come into full wheel, you are welcome to. Flat back bend. So either keep your feet as they are and your arms on the floor, either straight or elbows bent in robot arms. You're going to feel you can place those hands alongside your ears. And then pressing into your feet, please begin to lift your hips up, lift your heart up, find your back bend. Nice. If you are in wheel, especially move your weight into your feet. And then move your weight back towards your heart. And now do both of those equally. Good. And then slowly release. Come all the way down. Pause for a moment with your hips finding the floor and knees bent. Your breath coming in and feel like you give it no restriction. Wide as you can breathe, let it come in. The stories of Krishna and the gopis say that because the gopis love Krishna so much, he shows up for them in equal fervor, right? As hard as they search for him, he reaches for them. But it doesn't mean that you're like, oh, I don't feel that, I must not be reaching enough. But it's the more we have space to allow that feeling to be there, even in and among everything else, the more you will. So we practice what it means to breathe openly and be exactly who we are without fear. Have an open heart means that you're willing to accept all parts of this life. And that you bring love to it. That is the offer. And what we arrive at is that spark inside of us, the heart center, that it burns brighter. Because all we're giving space to is that. It's already inside. One more breath where you are. And then draw the knees in towards your chest. Scoot your hips over to the left, drop your knees to the right. Final twist. Scoot your hips to the right, drop your knees to the left. Back to your knees, squeeze your knees in and hug. And hug the way you would hug your beloved. If you've never had a beloved, imagine how would I hug you. And then slowly release, extend the legs out, arms alongside you, palms up. Shavasana.
Maybe let that bottom just keep dropping out of your heart in any way you can. Sri Krishna's dance with the dairy maids of Vrindavan has shown us that the play of life itself contains the ultimate teaching. Desires and even pride can be wed to the divine. The key is the commitment to the divine. As it is extremely difficult to climb out of a worldly situation, it is better to invite love in and then let the master of everything complete the arrangement. Path to enlightenment is not through deserting our worldly lives, but rather by learning to find sacred utility in everything we do. It is better to offer whatever we have to Krishna to love than to simply renounce everything. Remember that Dharma is never impossible to follow. When we connect all things to love, following the example of Sri Krishna's beloved gopis, anything is possible. A deep breath in Begin to let your body stretch and move, whatever ways serve it well. As you're ready, draw your knees in towards your chest and roll to your right side. Moment before you bring yourself up to sit. I will warn you, I am not practiced at leading this chant. The only thing I know how to play on the harmonium. But I decided last night in the middle of the night that I could not attempt it. So my apologies to any musician in the room. My apologies. We're gonna try. Here we go. Come on, you guys gotta carry it for me. Heart center. Inhale for the sound of Om. Yeah, we forgot the Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you guys so much. I don't know what that sounded like at home. Don't know what it sounded like in here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bravo, beautiful. Thank you.
Welcome. First class done. I expect to see all of you again. Every one of you tomorrow, and then next week. There's no excuse. We now know we can fit 37 people in here. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. I will keep practicing my offering.
You were fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful.